Two big ones that I want to bring up for you. West Ham, first of all, with that goal disallowed. I also want to talk about the Coutinho moment because that involves one of your former teams as well, Manchester City. Let's start with West Ham. Let's go straight in it, really, because what was Mendy doing? And for you, that situation where the goal, Maxwell Cornet's goal was ruled out because of a foul by Bowen. What did you think when you watched that?
I actually thought if you see it firsthand, and it's easy to get it wrong. It's easy to make a rash decision and say, you know what, I've seen it one way or the other. But when you have got the fortunate situation where you've got screens to re-watch the incident and then still get it so wrong, I find that unbelievable to
How are they
believe.
doing that?
Because
How's
that tells me, honestly, Lord, that tells me that they don't understand football.
Trev, I couldn't agree more, mate. And this is a gripe I have, mate. See if a referee doesn't use VAR and he makes that decision, we can all accept he's made a mistake, the same as players make mistakes, the same as coaches make mistakes, and we can accept it. Yeah, we can accept that. We might not like it, but we can accept it. I'm with you, mate. What I'm finding difficult to understand is how somebody's shouting in his ear to go over and have a look at it, and then they're both getting it wrong.
It's incredible. I mean, again, I'm not saying, digging people out, but they don't understand the game. Mm-hmm. Laura's going to go into the one in Newcastle. Seriously,
yes.
You don't understand the science of movements. And to give that goal disallowed at Newcastle as well, I think it was an absolute joke.
What do you think he sees at Newcastle? I mean, I've got to say, I think Moisey will probably get himself in a little bit of trouble with his comments, which is another argument, because I think that's a disgrace, because I think he's 100% correct in what he says, and I think Mendy makes a mistake and he tries to buy the foul because he's injured a little bit. That's what I think, and I think Moisey said that as well, and he'll probably get himself into trouble. But then the one at Newcastle, if anything, it's a penalty.
Yeah, it's a penalty, but you know what? There's so much going on in that incident. There's the push, there's the collision with Gaeta, there's the own goal. Just give a goal and carry on. Because why should they have to take a penalty? Because they're even giving Newcastle a penalty in that situation.
Yeah.
He's taking a goal away from him, and there's a chance that the keeper could save it. I would have just give the goal. I mean, it's first and foremost, the ball's on his head, and Joe Willock's head. If he doesn't get fouled, he scores. Then he's pushed into Gaeta, which is a collision, so it takes Gaeta out of the game. But the boy Tyrick Mitchell, he's made the foul. So it's very messy, but when you have the fortunate situation where you can have a look at it back on the screens and then still come to the wrong decision, that's where I find it difficult to believe.
Trev, what do you think of Mark Halseys' comments here in terms of maybe getting ex-footballers involved? Because it's funny, and I don't know what you think. Clearly, I am not saying for a minute that ex-footballers know everything and their answer to every problem. I don't, but I genuinely do think they understand the game as well as MD. Because when I watch the decisions getting made, generally speaking, when I'm listening to an ex-player, the vast majority of the times I actually agree with what they say and how they see it. Do they effectively see it completely differently? Do we see it completely differently from some of these guys that are refereeing the game and presiding over our VAR?
Well, we obviously, I mean, this weekend's a great example that we do. So I wouldn't say it's something where, it's referees admitting that they don't know about football, or they don't know about the game, or they don't know how to officiate a game. But I think if you can get a bit of help with the experience that players have got, ex-players and managers have got, why not utilise it? Why not bring them in? And then at least they bring a bit of gravity to what's going on, and it can be an open discussion of how decisions are made and why ex-players feel this way and maybe officials feel that way, and come to a mutual ground.
Can I ask a question about the Coutinho goal? So this one is not VAR, because VAR can't get involved once the whistle's been blown. And we have been led to believe, and we know what the rules are, don't blow the whistle, wait till that ball's gone out of play on the next phase, and then you blow the whistle and say, OK, I think that was offside, let's have a look. It wasn't offside when you go back and have a look. The whistle's been blown, which means that some of those City players have stopped dead in their tracks, which they have. Coutinho has then scored a wonder goal, which we just will never know whether or not that would have been a goal anyway. That one for me is a real mess.
Yeah, correct, from start to finish. I mean, the offside, he was nowhere near offside. I think the ball it either went sideways or it might have even gone slightly backwards. So for And then for the whistle to go so soon, I think they even know, unless it's going to be a collision between two players after you potentially could intervene and and blow the whistle, then why not just let it play out? Why not let that phase of play end naturally instead of blowing the whistle and then obviously looking back and realising that nothing, there was nothing untoward, it wasn't offside, there was no foul. And it was a splendid finish. I think, listen, we don't know because, Ali, you'll know, when players relax around you and you just think, I'll just finish it anyway. We can all do that. It's when it's at match tempo and you've got someone really vying for the ball, really engaged and trying to stop that shot or trying to touch you and push you off balance as you make that shot. So we'll never know if that was going to be the same kind of effort if all the players stayed alive. But what I would say is I thought it was a much better, much more spirited performance from Aston Villa, and even though Manchester City were the better side and they dictated play and dominated possession, I thought it was a really good reaction from Steven Gerrard's side.
The only thing I would say about that one, guys, is, and I don't know whether you agree, I've got less of a problem with that one because I think my reading of that situation is that's just a referee making an honest mistake and blowing a whistle when he shouldn't have. So
I'm exactly with you, Ella.
That's a mistake the referee's made in blowing the whistle too early. So is it a mistake? Yes. Do we all make mistakes? Yes. I've less of a problem with that than somebody looking at a monitor 6-7 times, keeping all the supporters waiting and then getting the decision wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you look back at the Chelsea incident, and Cucurella getting his hair pulled, and VAR looking at that and then still coming to the conclusion that it was not a foul. I mean, that's where I think anyone who's kind of looking at it from an open mind will think something's not right here because that is an obvious foul.
It points to the officials that we have using VAR either not being experienced enough or not utilising it properly, seeing something differently. I don't know, but I think that if you, like you said earlier on, if you're in that position, Trevor, and you understand the rules of the game and you've got the ability to have, there's one VAR and then there's an assistant VAR next to you. So unless you're looking at different incidents, which does happen, but you've got the benefit of going back and looking at it numerous times. You shouldn't really be getting it wrong at all.
Shouldn't be getting it wrong.
What happens now? Because the PGMOL has come out and said, look, the Newcastle incident and the West Ham incident, that was wrong. But that's not going to be any consolation to the fans because those points have been lost now.
Yeah, exactly. And you seen what happened a couple of weeks ago with Chelsea-Tottenham. And Thomas Tuchel got sent off and then he got a game ban and he got a massive fine. It's all right saying, "Oh yeah, we've made a mistake." Well, where's the accountability? Where's the punishment for the officials that get these decisions wrong? I just think they need help. Get some ex-managers, get some ex-players in there to help make better decisions and actually, try and explain and communicate and educate each other both ways, not just players, but I'm talking officials as well. But I mean, you look at, the mission statement from the Premier League and from the PGMOL this season was, we're not going to re-referee games. So why is Arsenal's goal being cancelled out? Seriously, because, we know it's a foul. Might be a little bit soft, but it's a foul on Eriksen. But the ref's missed it. He's missed it. Do not re-referee that situation. Martinelli, wonderful bit of skill. Absolutely superb breakaway by Arsenal. Goal disallowed because VAR gets involved. They're re-refereeing simple little decisions. That's not what they said they were going to do.
Just a really quick one as well on the Villa performance against Manchester City, which could have, we don't know. So I tell you what, let's take that situation out of it because we don't know if that would have been a Coutinho goal or not. But what did you think of the two performances of those two teams for it to end like that, where Villa were getting absolutely savage before they'd even kicked a ball, saying this could be Haaland could get another hat trick in this one and more?
Well, I think we've heard it a few times over the weekend. Managers talking about spirit, teams talking about spirit. Ali, you'll know from your time, sometimes you're playing against a better team than you, but if you've got your brothers with you and you go over that white line and you're prepared to do everything for each other, run through brick walls, sweat, tears, everything, and put it all on the line, there's a chance you can not only just get a result from the game, but also win the game. And I think, there was that mentality, that siege mentality, that me against the world mentality with the Aston Villa players. Stephen would have been very buoyed by that because, they were expected to get destroyed. They stuck up for themselves. You look at Ashley Young's performance, Absolute 37 years old.
Amazing.
Superb athlete. So,
Yeah.
no, I'm pleased for Stephen because he's been under pressure. Obviously, next teammate of mine, and I don't want to see him struggling. He got a great shift out of the players on the day, and yeah, it was a well-earned point, and it could have been more. But Manchester City, yeah, I think, you know, there's always going to be performances where they're not going to be quite at it. But I still look at the goal and think, how does he anticipate where that cross is going and get a tap in from like 2 yards? What is going on?
All right, Trevor, thank you very much.
Well done at the weekend, Trev.
Lovely to have
Oh
you
yeah,
on,
boys, come on.
Yeah, that's very nice of you to mention that, Ally McCoist.
Yes.
A big 4-0 win
Well
for
done.
Celtic against Rangers at the weekend.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods. Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.